Here's a guaranteed way to kill your accounts. Use automatic rotation. Your proxy provider rotates your IP every 5 minutes. You're running an account. You log in, you browse, you post something, everything's happening on IP A, then your proxy rotates to IP B. You're still browsing, still on the same account. But now the activity is coming from a different IP. The platform sees this. It sees one account's session spanning 2 different IPs. That's impossible in real life. One person has one phone with one IP per session. So the account gets flagged. This is not theory. This is why accounts die. And it's avoidable with sticky sessions. Let me explain what a sticky session is and why it matters. A sticky session is when your IP stays the same for the entire duration of your activity. You get assigned an IP. That IP doesn't change. You log in, you browse, you do whatever you're doing, and that same IP carries all the traffic for that entire session. When you're done, when you close the browser or go offline, then you can let the IP rotate or change to someone else. A rotating proxy is the opposite. Your IP changes automatically based on some interval. Every request might get a new IP. Every 5 minutes might get a new IP. Doesn't matter. The point is you can't control it. For account operations, sticky is mandatory. For scraping or anonymous browsing, rotating is fine. Different use cases. Now let me show you exactly what happens when you use automatic rotation mid-session. You log into a Facebook account from IP 123.45 on 789, Facebook notes. Log in from IP 123.5 and at 67.89 at 3:15 p.m. Singapore time. You browse the site for 5 minutes. Everything goes through IP 123.45.67.89. Facebook notes the IP for this session is 123.45.67.89. Your proxy provider's rotation interval hits. Your IP automatically changes to 123.45.6790. You don't know it happened, but now your traffic is coming from a different IP. You continue browsing Facebook, still logged in, still using the same account, but now the traffic is coming from IP 123.45.6790. Facebook sees this account was accessed from IP 123.45.6789, then from IP 123.45.6790 within the same session, from 2 geographically close IPs that are both on the same proxy network during the same login session. Red flag. Is it an instant ban? Not always. Depends on what else is happening. But combined with other factors, it tips the scales toward account termination. And this is the key thing. People think it's a one-time rotation. They're wrong. If your rotation interval is 5 minutes, you're rotating 5 times per session. 10 times per session if you're online for an hour. 5 IP changes per session. That's 5 separate red flags. The comparison table is stark. Sticky sessions, 1 IP per session. Session length in your control. Account flags, rare. Only if other things are wrong. Realistic, yes, matches how real people use the internet. Rotating proxies, multiple IPs per session. Automatic rotation. Account flags, frequent, inherent to the setup. Realistic? No, one person doesn't change IPs in the middle of a browsing session. Now here's the question. How long should a sticky session last? This depends on your use case, but the rule is, as long as the account is actively being used. If you log in, browse for 30 minutes, then close the browser, your sticky session should last at least 30 minutes. Longer is fine. You could set it to 1 hour or 2 hours. If you're running an account that needs to be online all day, your sticky session should cover the entire day. 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. The idea is that the IP should not change while the account is doing something. When can the IP change? When the account is offline, when you're not actively using it, when a real person would have closed their browser and gone to bed. So the correct strategy is, check out a sticky IP for your session duration. Do all your activity on that IP. When done, return the IP and get a new one next time you use the account. If you're using the same account multiple times per day, you might get different IPs each time you log in. That's fine. What's not fine is the same IP changing mid-session. Some proxy providers make this hard or impossible. They'll advertise unlimited rotating proxies, but what they mean is, all our proxies rotate automatically and you can't control it. Avoid these providers. What should you look for? The provider should allow you to specify session length. You should be able to say, I need this IP for 60 minutes or I need this IP for 24 hours. The provider should honor that. The provider should not force automatic rotation. Rotation should be your choice, not automatic. The provider should offer sticky IP as a feature, not as an expensive add-on. Some providers charge extra for sticky sessions. That's a red flag. Sticky sessions should be the default for account work. Why do providers push rotation so aggressively? Economics. If your IP is rotating every 5 minutes, You're using the same physical IP 24 times per day, but you're paying for one IP. So the provider can sell that same IP to other users on different rotation schedules. If your IP is sticky for 24 hours, the provider can only sell it to you. No double booking. So providers with subscription models, unlimited proxies pay per month, they push rotation because it lets them overbook their IPs. More revenue per physical IP, but it destroys accounts. So they're optimizing for their revenue, not your success. Here's what to avoid. Providers that advertise unlimited rotating proxies. This usually means they're forcing rotation and you have no control. Providers that don't mention session control. If they don't talk about it, they probably don't offer it. Providers that charge extra for sticky sessions. Session control should be included. Providers with no documentation about rotation intervals. If they won't tell you when and how rotation happens, you can't plan for it. And here's what to look for. Providers that explicitly mention sticky sessions and session duration control. Providers with clear documentation on how to specify session length. Providers that offer both sticky and rotating options so you can choose. Providers where session control is the default, not an add-on. The bottom line, sticky sessions are not optional. They're mandatory for account operations. If your proxy provider doesn't support them, switch providers. And if you're currently using rotating proxies for accounts, stop. That's why your accounts are dying. It's not the proxy quality, it's the rotation.